As APEC fever slowly subsides, many are counting the gains and losses of the intense week of meetings. The week culminated with APEC leaders addressing the CEO summit and the leaders summit that followed. The Chinese delegation, headed by President Xi Jinping, came with expectations of important trade gains at the APEC summit. President Xi stayed for a 4-day state visit, during which he opened the Independence Boulevard and a school funded by Chinese aid. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence arrived in Cairns the night before, then traveled to Port Moresby on the morning of the CEO summit. And even before the Leaders Summit and the CEO summit, many commentators were expecting fireworks. The gloves came off when President Xi told the CEO summit that China's help was in no way intended to keep their partners indebted to them.
Developed countries should honor their commitments on official development assistance and increase support to developing countries.
Then, when U.S. Vice President Mike Pence took the podium, he really got into it, warning countries about staying out of debt and to remain as sovereign states without compromising independence.
Do not accept foreign debt that could compromise your sovereignty. Protect your interests, preserve your independence, and just like America, always put your country first.
As the discussions over the trading of blows continued for the rest of the day in the next 36 hours, other events also came to the domain of public discussion. Papua New Guineans discussed how local and international media were barred by Chinese officials from events where President Xi spoke. And this included bilateral meetings between China and Pacific Island leaders. So as those discussions continued and world leaders left Port Moresby for their own countries, a simmering issue resurfaced. From a morning meeting with JSTF Commander Gary Bucky at the Rita Flynn netball courts, police and CS officers made it clear that they were unhappy about unpaid allowances. They later stormed Parliament House as MPs prepared to hear the opposition's reply to the 2019 budget. 2 radio journalists were attacked, parliamentary staff were assaulted, and the doors, windows and walls damaged by the police and CS officers. Yesterday, Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare went to Parliament House. It was during his term that the structure was built. He was disappointed with the effects of the wanton destruction.
It's very, very bad, and I can't help it. I can talk about it more.
Police Commissioner Gary Bucky, meanwhile, has called the storming of Parliament politically motivated, generating a new round of debate interwoven with calls for him to resign.
If you're a politician and you have something to do with the destructions of the Parliament House, you should be ashamed of yourself.
And as the week closed with assurances from finance that all APEC payments would be honored, we take a look at some of the more concrete achievements, or at least agreements, that will help move the country forward. A future agricultural collaboration with the Philippines, a tripartite agreement for better power services in efforts to make consistent power supply available to all PNG households, and a total of 14 areas PNG and China will be working closely on to further development. Neville Choi, National EMTV News.